Hello my friends, and welcome to Paulina Art. Today I'm going to be painting these beautiful roses in a sunset landscape setting. I'm using acrylic paint on a 9 by 12 surface. My acrylic colors are very basic colors. You can use whatever acrylic paint you have at home. If you would like to see how I created these beautiful purple roses on a peaceful sunset, stay with me and let's paint together. I'm working on a 9 by 12 surface that I've already coated with a light coat of gesso. I normally like to do that on my surfaces. I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about this painting. I never practice my paintings. When I do videos, I just sit here and paint. And what I like to do is a pink, orange, yellow background, almost like a sunset, and sunflowers in here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up a little bit of blending gel with a large filbert brush. And I'm going to apply a coating here. This way my acrylic paint is gonna move nice and freely the way I like to do it, especially for backgrounds. And with the same filbert brush, I'm gonna do the background. It doesn't leave marks like a flat brush would. You can use any acrylic paint you have, doesn't matter. I'm gonna list the colors that I used on the description box below. And I'm going to start with these colors. I have red, I have deep burgundy, my berry wine, I have white, and some yellow. I'm going to picture my surface divided in the middle in here. And I'm going to start doing my colors at the top. Now I'm going to start adding some yellows. It's going to blend, giving me some pinks, and this is about halfway down the surface. My sky is very simple, starting from the darker colors to the light. I added some white in this area just to make the horizon line a little bit lighter. And I'm going to do this is going to be water. And I'm going to paint it an orangey color. And I'm going to start with my horizon around the halfway through the surface, through my surface, approximately. And again, I'm going to start with the darker color at the back, and it's going to get lighter as I get closer, a lighter orange. And we're gonna add the sun as if the sun is setting in here. And for the sun, I'm gonna use white with a little bit of yellow, more white than anything. And we're gonna do it in here. Just like the idea of the sun more so than anything. And we're going to add some of those nice reflections on the water. And of course there's some reflection of these dark red clouds in the water as well, so we're going to add a little bit in there. And we can add a few clouds crossing the horizon. It's very simple ones, nothing fancy. I'll blend them a little bit. Now I'm going to allow my background to dry. At this point, you can do whatever you want with your painting. You can add some palm trees or branches, wildflowers. But what I'm going to add are some roses in here, some branches, some greenery, and some beautiful purple roses. because I think the purple will look beautiful with this warm background. While my surface dry, let's analyze the sketch. And this is the sketch I did on my sketch pad this morning. And this is much smaller than my surface. So I need to analyze the proportions in order to transfer this into my surface if I don't want to create a pattern. So I'm going to divide my surface in the middle. And then in here again. And we've already done our sky and our water and our sun in here. Now what I want to do is I want to transfer these roses on this side of the canvas, and some branches and little buds kind of peeking into this side of my canvas. So what I see are my 3 roses, and it's like a triangle in here. And then this rose is pointing this way. This one is coming this way. And this one is looking at the sunset. So with this, I'm going to be able to transfer the idea onto my surface. Now that my surface is dry, I use a little hair dryer I have in my studio here that speeds up the process. Now let's move the sketch onto our surface, and I'm going to divide my canvas in 4 quadrants like my sketch. So I'm going to just eyeball it. Here's the center. And it's already divided in the middle where my water line is. So I'm going to transfer this triangle in here. So I'm going to do this one going this way. This one is facing here, and my other one is in here. And my roses just look like teacups with a little saucer. There's the first one. There's my second one. It's in here. And if I don't want them so close, I can just move it a little bit. I'm going to move this one a little bit higher up in here. And then my other rose is going to be in here. And I'm going to add my little buds in here. And I'm going to add some leaves. The leaves are not that important, but just to give me an idea how I'm going to be filling out my surface. And I want to add some branches coming from here and some branches in here too. This gives me a pretty good idea how my painting is going to look. Okay, I'm going to be using an angled brush. This is a Medine number 6. You can use a flat brush if you prefer. And I have white at the toe and purple at the heel. And of course a little bit of blending gel on my brush. I'm going to start doing the back petals on this rose. I'm adding some side petals. Now I'm going to start creating the center of the rosebud. And I'm going to close it, just going this way. I'm going to add a few side petals in here. Coming in towards the rose. Now I'm going to start closing my rosebud. Just doing little petals here. The belly of my rose is right in here. I'm going to start adding petals coming in towards the rose. Let's do the larger outer petals. And again, they're always respecting the belly of the rose. I'm going to add some more petals in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint the other two roses exactly the same way. Okay, my 3 roses are done, and purples are not the easiest colors to work with, I find. And I can see that some of my horizon is still showing through. And either I like it and I leave it that way, or I can go over it once the roses are dry with a little bit more purple. But I'm going to leave them for now. For my rosebuds, the brush is loaded the same way, and I'm just going to press and slide. Now I'm going to do the same in here and the other side. Okay, we're going to start adding some leaves and greenery. I'm going to start with some green on the toe and a little bit of white and yellow at the heel of my brush. And of course a little bit of blending gel just to make my paint move better. And I'm going to start by adding some branches and greenery in this corner. Using the same angled brush that I use to paint my roses. I normally use one brush for just about everything. I'm going to add some branches in here and some small leaves just by pressing my brush like this. And I'm going to do the same at the top. For the top ones, I added a little bit of berry wine on the toe of my brush, just to incorporate a little bit of that color in here. Now I'm going to add some leaves in here. For the leaves of my roses, I have yellow and white at the toe and green and berry wine at the heel. Now I'm going to paint this large leaf. I'm going to paint them with the lighter side at the top because the sun is hitting on them. Same for these ones. And with my brush loaded the opposite way, I'm going to do the other side of the leaf. And I'm going to go ahead and paint all the same way with the lighter part of the leaf facing up. Let's do the sepals of our rosebuds. And I'm just going to do the branch coming up. I'm going to press my brush and slide it up with a little bit of movement. And the other side, just hugging the little bud. And some from behind. Let's do this one. Some little leaves in here just by pressing the brush. Once the painting is dry, we can pick up a dry brush and get rid of some of the chalk that we don't need anymore. Now we can add some branches and more greenery to our painting. We're going to add some smaller leaves in different places. I have a little bit of white and my berry wine on my brush. And I'm just going to add some other kind of little flower in here. I'm also incorporating some of the purple from the roses. And I'm just going to add some random little leaves in those colors. The last thing we can do is we can go over and add a little more purple on our roses. And with a little bit of blending gel and more purple color on a round brush, we can add a little bit of color to the centers. With a little dry brush, I'm going to blend a little bit. Another thing you can do is touch up some of the highlight areas with a little bit of white. Not everywhere, just in a few places. If you do everywhere, it's too much. And last but not least, you can add a little touch of yellow to your roses in some areas. Purple roses look really pretty with a little bit of yellow. As if the sun is hitting on them. Just a little touch. Okay, my friends, the painting is just about done, but I've decided to add a little bit of wildlife into this painting. Why don't we add a couple of birds flying in here? For the birds, I mixed a little bit of green with my berry wine to come up with this dark brown. And I'm just going to make them flying back here in the horizon. It's just going to be like a V like this. You can do a little bit of a body in there. And maybe another one in here. Let's do 3 of them. And there you go, my friends. The painting is done. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed painting this composition. If you like this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any future content from me. Please let me know on the comments below what kind of flower you would like me to paint, or scenery, or any other suggestions. And if you're enjoying the roses, please let me know too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.